Prof asked, what are the teaching skills a teacher needs? And what are the different qualities of a good teaching method? Actually, these two questions are somewhat interrelated, or explaining one will kind of mean explaining the other. But okay, let's start with a quote from William Atwood. William Atwood says, a mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires. Okay, as a teacher, there are certain skills a teacher needs, okay? Certain skills like communication skills, the ability to carry on an engaging teaching style, clear objectives for a lesson, discipline, patience, passion for teaching, knowledge on the subject matter you're teaching. And a good teacher also, if he's a good communicator, has to be a good listener. A good teacher has to be adaptable, and the skills also to use current technology. Okay. In line with communication skills is actually like the toppest on the list of what a teacher has to have, because a teacher at every point in time, every day, will always be communicating with students, with colleagues, with parents of students, with administrators, and all those. So communication skill as a teacher stands on top. And communication skills, as we were saying, does not only mean the teacher has the ability to lead the classroom and teach students, he also has to be a good listener. Good listening then, which falls under communication skills, actually, if we put it as the second, the ability to listen to students, will make you reach them better. If a teacher has the ability to listen to his students, like sometimes in our class, for instance, we explain our worries to Prof, and she will listen, or to Doc, they'll listen and give us the feedback. When there are some tasks we cannot accomplish, we will write her, we will tell her, Mama, see, this thing is not that we don't like school, it's complicated for us now. See, it's like this. She listen, because the ability to listen to your students will make you be able to reach them better. So communication skill is a quality a teacher needs to have. Good listener, a teacher also is a good listener. Then back to the teaching, an engaging teaching style is also something that will make a lesson stand out, or a teacher in his work stand out, because students learn differently. As a result of that, the teacher has to be able to adapt his lesson, make it engaging for every student in his class. So this engaging teaching style also goes in line with the quality of a teacher as adaptable. Because when a teacher is adaptable, things always change, and the people he's teaching, or the students he's teaching or she's teaching, are different. So he has, or she has, to be adaptable enough to incorporate various aspects into the classroom, into the teaching, to make the result or the output or the outcome of the teaching more effective. Okay, so we have a teacher is a good communicator, a teacher is a good listener. The lesson must be engaging, kind of customized to reach different students' need. A teacher must be adaptable to go with it. And the objectives of the lesson must be clear. Like we're saying in the lesson plan, this comes also as a quality of a teacher, because a teacher is a leader. And as a leader, the leader has to state clear objectives and the method by which you will attain those objectives. You prepare the lesson plan, you will have method and measure the student's success. Okay, then discipline. Discipline also is a skill which a teacher has to have, which also is going to influence the student, because both the teacher must be disciplined and have the ability to discipline. Because if a teacher is not disciplined, he or she will not have the ability to discipline. Because teachers are the perfect people to resolve certain student issues. As a result, they have to be disciplined. And the teacher, as an educator, also has to anticipate a student's need. Okay, and promote strong relationship between themselves and the student in a bid to get the outcome or the objectives they set out to do. And above all, a teacher also must be patient, which is one very necessary characteristics of a teacher, patience, because students learn at different paces as we said above. Okay, and as a result of these different paces, a teacher has to be patient to understand a student's journey and support them through the learning process. And above all, the one thing which is required to complement all this is passion. A teacher has to be super passionate about the teaching. It's true people get to teaching these days for various reasons, to feed bills, because there are not too much job, they want to satisfy something. But in the course of it, people get passionate about it. But normally, the University of the People says teachers are born, they are made for it. A passionate teacher normally, as the University of the People gives the example, a passionate teacher will spend time out of the lesson thinking of ideas that will make his lesson reach his students better. You know, a passionate teacher, when they are giving results and assessment box, he will not just be ticking in the box, good, fair, excellent. He gives details. If this student is fair, is because, those are characteristics from the University of the People which they gave in relation to teaching. And then again, a teacher must have knowledge on the subject matter. If you're teaching something people rely on you to learn from. So you must have knowledge on the subject matter. And knowledge on the subject matter, a teacher is not supposed to know all anyway, but he has to be an expert on the subject matter, which, because students will always ask questions. When a student comes with a question, either the teacher answers the question or the teacher gives a direction which the student can follow to get an answer. Knowledge on the subject matter is a quality a teacher also needs to have. And then, with changing times and adaptation of the teacher and everything, there is also edutech and technological skills which a teacher should be versed with, because things are replacing things these days. The blackboard is replaced with the smart board and all those. So the quality, this also goes in line with the policy of adaptation. The teacher should have to stay up to date and trends, integrating them into the classroom. So those are some teaching skills a teacher needs. And there are also particularities when we talk about skills, because a person teaching English does not particularly require the same skills like a person teaching music. Okay? But those characteristics and qualities go for all these disciplines, whether you're teaching arithmetic, you're teaching history, you're teaching physics, okay? But those particular specifics, okay, are there also to distinguish from discipline to discipline. Okay, also Prof asked qualities of a good teaching method. Qualities of a good teaching method. Qualities of a good teaching method. In the previous lessons, we spoke about the components of a lesson plan, where we had the general information, we had the objectives, we had the time, we had the qualities of a good teaching method will more or less be an extension of those points plus the qualities of a good teacher. Okay, qualities of a good teaching method. A good teaching method should be able to develop reciprocity and cooperation among students. For example, I give the example. A teaching method like that which Prof. Buddha and Dr. Said are using for this course. Of course, for example, I was given the assignment to talk on the lesson plan, a lesson note and this. I did the research, I presented the course on administrative writing in the group, came in the inbox and were asking certain specific questions which they thought was not appropriate to ask in the group. I think that's a quality a good teaching method should do, to develop reciprocity and cooperation among students. As a result of this teaching method, which the students are involved and engaged, there has been some kind of solidarity and cooperation amongst us, because learning is supposed to be collaborative and social. not competitive and isolative. Okay, so a good teaching method should develop reciprocity and cooperation among students. Also, a good teaching method should use active learning techniques. What do we mean by active learning techniques? By active learning techniques, it's not just about the students sitting in class and listening to what the teacher has to say. The teacher will talk. Yes, madam, and then everybody goes. Active learning techniques actually will mean the students will talk about what they have learned. The students will write about it. The student will even relate what they have learned to their past and present experiences and even in their everyday lives. Okay, so active teaching method actually it's an extension of cooperation. It's engaging. Yes, the student engages with the lesson. So a good teaching technique is active. A good teaching method is active. Also, a good teaching method gives prompt feedback. Prompt feedback, in the case of this lesson, for example, prompt feedback of this teaching technique we are applying now. Prof has been reacting to this discourse since we have been presenting from the first episode of it. Okay, first I came, I presented the lesson, she tilted the direction and she said, okay, before talking on administrative writing, tell us what a lesson plan is all about. After we gave a discourse on what a lesson plan is all about, the components and all in the teachings above, then she came down and said, okay, what are teaching skills a teacher needs and what are the different qualities of a teaching method. Okay, those are prompt feedbacks. Okay, they are not only prompt, they are also active and encourages reciprocity, which are all components of a good teaching method. And then also a good teaching method emphasizing the time task. We have been given this period. We know we are doing our internship for 6 weeks at least. We know we are having our practicum from so and so time till maybe sometime in the close of January when we'll be writing exam. So everything we are doing is time task. After I finish now with this note, the next student will take on and continue in the group teaching and will keep on reacting. Okay, all falling within the specific time, and prof said after we've done our presentations, then we'll meet in class and discuss on the part we're supposed to talk together. The work is divided between us to fit in the time. Okay, so a good teaching method emphasizes on time, because time management is a skill both the teacher and the student has to learn, because for students and professionals alike, time management is a crucial skill. Also, a good teaching method respects diversity, talents, and ways of learning. This goes in line with the quality of a good teacher to be adaptable. Okay, to be adaptable. Sometimes it respects diverse talents and ways of learning. Sometimes we have our classes face to face, at other times we have them online, but in all we are still learning, we are still completing the course outline, and we are still preparing ourselves for the exam and empowering ourselves for after school actions. Okay, face to face with the people. Okay, and then a good teaching method brings the teacher and the students and the administration together. A good teaching method also emphasizes teamwork and all those. Okay, so those are some qualities of a good teaching method, which are actually interconnected. They're interconnected. Qualities of a good teacher, qualities of a good teaching method, they're actually interconnected. And it should be noted that these methods, though they are templates, can be customized according to the teacher, according to his need, the needs of the students, and the need of the classroom. So, okay, Prof, thank you for your intervention. That was answering the question. In case of any other questions, in case of any other intervention, okay, I'll be listening to your reactions and your feedbacks. Thank you, ma'am.